This is 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News at 5.
To grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
I have
Would
a
you
feeling.
do that?
That is not how
Yes or
our.
no?
No, sir, I can't.
Would you
do
give me
that.
1 minute?
You know that I can't do that. That's not how our legal system.
Well, I'm going to
An emotional father whose 3 daughters were allegedly sexually abused as children by former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar tried to attack him during a sentencing hearing this morning. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Frank Malloy.
And I'm Lori Johnson. We'll have more on that story in just a few minutes, but first, our top story at 5. In about an hour, visitation will begin for 6-year-old Arlana Haynes, who died in a Houston County school bus accident. It starts at 6 o'clock at McCullough Funeral Home on Watson Boulevard. Arlana's funeral services will be held at the same place tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Meanwhile, we're still trying to learn more about Monday's bus crash that led to her death.
Jacob Reynolds is joining us live in Perry to share with us what he found out.
We came to the Houston County Board of Education for the second time this week to try and talk with Superintendent Mark Scott. Now, I did briefly get a chance to talk with Scott earlier when he told us he was not granting an interview. So far, Scott has only released a written statement about the accident. So let's look at what we know. 6-year-old Arlana Haynes, who was a Parkwood Elementary first grader, died in that accident. The driver of the bus was Shalita Harris. A police report says Haynes was ejected from the bus during the accident, and we know the bus was the only vehicle involved. There were 38 other students on board at the time. Assistant Police Chief John Wagner says their traffic division investigation is continuing, and they're taking a closer look at the bus's maintenance reports and if it was where it was supposed to be on Monday.
Abnormalities involving anything with the bus route. Is that the same bus route? Was that something different that day? And you know, so you want to get the full picture of what went on.
Now, police are still reviewing video from the accident to try and determine how Arlana was ejected from the bus at the time of the crash. Wagner says windows on that bus were open at the time of the accident. Live in Perry, Jacob Reynolds, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Bus driver Shalita Harris worked for the district for less than 3 months.
Wagner says their investigation has found no problems with her driving record, and she is still cooperating with police.
The man accused of killing Eastman police officer Tim Smith was in court this morning. Raheem Deeds was officially notified that the state will seek the death penalty against him. A judge this morning approved a motion filed by Deeds' attorneys requesting the media not film him in shackles. Deeds was wearing shackles and handcuffs but dressed in civilian clothes. Deeds did not say anything in court, but he did glance back for a minute to look at his family before he left the courtroom. The family of Officer Tim Smith was in court as well. Neither family would comment. Deeds will appear in court on March 8th. That's when he will enter a plea of guilty or not guilty.
Flames heavily damaged a diesel truck dealership in Macon this morning. Bibb County Fire Chief Marvin Riggins says the call came in just after 6 a.m. for Middle Georgia Freightliner on Hawkinsville Road. The business was closed at the time. Chief Riggins says the fire started in the middle of the building. He says the building suffered heavy damage, but doesn't look like it'll be a total loss. As workers arrived for the day, many said they're just thankful no one was hurt.
I mean, everybody here's a family, and we're all praying for each other right now. I mean, I got a phone call this morning on the way to work, and I just couldn't believe it. I mean, the Woods family is such a good family that it's just unbelievable that something like this would happen.
Deputies shut down all lanes on Highway 247 for about 2 hours, but they reopened about 9 o'clock. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
More than 30 people have died from the flu in Georgia this season, and in an effort to fight the virus, the North Central Health District is offering free flu shots. Those free shots will be available to anyone without insurance at the district's 13 county health departments. For those with insurance, just bring your insurance card. Your insurance company will be billed, and you'll pay nothing out of pocket. The Macon-Bibb County District will hold the flu shot clinic from 9 to 12 Saturday at the health department on Emory Highway. Shots will be available while supplies last. People are looking everywhere for relief from flu symptoms. On our Facebook page, we've heard people say they use things like apple cider vinegar, whiskey, honey to get relief. Melody Faircloth, who owns the Willow Tree in Macon, says she has a different approach. She's been making flu tea for 30 years. She says this year she can't keep it on the shelves. The tea has over 20 natural ingredients. Some of them you probably have in your home, like garlic and oregano. Cesar Mammarella says he and his wife are willing to try anything to help their children, so he bought a bag. He said his wife read online that elderberries, which are in the tea, could help his kids.
Popping as much vitamin C and drinking orange juice and getting some elderberry stuff here at the willow tree to help out as much as possible. I mean, we're just reaching right now for anything just to try to keep it contained, but it looks like all three of them are kind of getting over it.
We also spoke to Dr. Roberta Weintraut, who says that flu tea might help with aches and pains, but herbal remedies should not replace medicine like Tamiflu. Dr. Weintraut also says the apple cider vinegar and whiskey and honey route probably just missed to trick you into feeling better.
Georgia College held its annual science fair today, a competition that's not new to Central Georgia, but organizers say it's one of a kind. Courtney Jagabasi introduces us to these young minds whose circuits have only begun to fire.
My name is Madeline Isabella Brown, and I am 6.
What's your project called?
Gravity light.
A project inspired by the power outage during Irma. Madeline and her dad wanted to find a way to keep the lights on without electricity.
It took like 1 or 2 tries.
Resulting in
the synchronous motor is right here where this is. And then the bag of rocks goes down, and it's the perfect weight, but if it's too light, it won't push down and no light will come. But if it's too heavy, it'll go down too fast and then the light will blow.
But Madeline isn't the only one with a project that'll blow your mind.
First, what we looked for was how big the bubbles were going to get. The slime kind of eats the magnet.
These students are all in grade levels K through 5. Fair Director Katrina Lisi says Central Georgia is the only region in the state that still holds a competition at this level.
All of the other regions had dropped it for some reason or another, and I'm not willing to.
After all, these are our future scientists.
If we start them early and they see the value and the importance in it and then continue on that STEM journey, then we will develop the workforce.
Starting here in Central Georgia,
I want to be a chemist when I grow up. You can stretch your ideas far and wide.
I think it's cool and fun.
And ending wherever their imaginations can take them. In Milledgeville, Courtney Jacobazzi, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
Very impressive, kids. Dr. Lisi says today was the largest fair they've ever held, and she says she will continue to include K-5 and only sees the program expanding from there.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Now this second day of February 2018, I entered my quarters late last fall. A bitter winter has been had by all.
All right, the furry forecaster has spoken and has predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Sorry, folks. This morning, Georgia's General Beauregard Lee saw his shadow, negating the hopes of an early spring.
Pennsylvania's Punxsutawney Phil, possibly the most famous weather predicting groundhog, also saw his shadow. But it looks like Chief Meteorologist Ben Jones may have one last prediction on the weather. Ben.
Well, guys, it is Groundhog Day, and I don't have a groundhog, but what I do have is a hog on the ground. Come here, Wilbur. Hey, look what I got. Come here, Tammy, if you could come on in. Tammy Albert here. You live in Centerville. This is Wilbur. This is your, what do you call it? Hey, easy. Here you go. What do you call this thing?
He's an American guinea hog.
American guinea hog. Yeah, he's got like tusk and everything. How much does he weigh?
He's about 350.
Wilbur, come back. Oh, this is live TV. He's 350. How much does he eat?
As much as we let him.
Well, he may even be out of camera range. Pig, 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 pig. I heard everybody calling him earlier.
Wilbur, come here.
So he's an American, you called him
American guinea hog.
Guinea hog. So these things are endangered.
Endangered. They're recovering from endangered status. And
how many of them are there out there, you think?
Well, we're probably up to a couple thousand now.
All right, I think what we're going to do is we're trying to get him on another camera shot of here. So, but anyway, those are the people privately own them, though, right?
Yes.
So you got a honey bun? Throw me that. There we go. Oh, Wilbur, check this out. Look at this, man. Look what I have for you. Look what I have. It's a honey bun. Oh, you like that? Oh, that's good, isn't it? It's Groundhog Day, and you're a hog on the ground. Do you see your shadow? Is that a yes or a no?
No.
You look like Pumbaa. Oh, Pumbaa and Timon. You're a good-looking fella. Well, anyway, you have any parting words? No, don't eat that.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, you have tusks and stuff, and that's kind of freaking me out. That's Wilbur. He's awesome. It's our Groundhog Day thing, and you know, groundhogs are hard to come by, so a hog on the ground is the best we could do. Thanks for coming by. We enjoyed it, Tanny.
You're very welcome.
Wilbur, I love you, man. We'll have a full look at weather coming up in a little bit. He's eating everything out here in the garden. Frankie took a shot at your car, too, by the way.
It's okay.
He keyed it with his tusk.
Yeah. Oh.
I like Wilbur. He's cute.
We do like Wilbur.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Tom, give him our best. Please.
I will.
See, he predicts a shorter winter, so we're going.
Oh, then we'll definitely go with Wilbur.
He had no shadow.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
All right, high school basketball continues tonight as the regular season comes to an end for most schools in the area.
For more on one of those games, let's head out to Thomaston where we find Jonathan Perez.
Yeah, that's right, Frank and Lori. We are here in the castle as the Upson Lee Knights are going to take on Perry Panthers to wrap up the regular season. We're going to show you some of the highlights from the Upson Lee Knights. As you guys know, they've been dominant the entire year and really the last 2 years. Starting from last year, they ended a perfect season, capped it off with a state championship run, and then they just carried that over into this season. It's 55 straight wins in a row that the Upson Lee Knights have won, and they're looking to make it 56 here tonight when they play the Perry Panthers. And we talked about how dominant they are. They have just been smashing opponents lately. 3 games have only been decided by single digits. That's some pretty good basketball. The girls are going to get started here at about 6 o'clock, and then the boys are going to start at 7:30. We're going to bring you the highlights. Frank, it's going to be lit at the castle. Back to you guys at the studio.
Got to get a lid in there. Yes, indeed. They do love to rock that place. Thank you, JP.
Next on Eyewitness News at 5, the father who lunged at former U.S. gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar faces a judge. We're going to tell you what the judge had to say after the break.
Welcome back. A father led back into a Michigan courtroom in handcuffs this afternoon. This time, Randall Margraves faced a judge in contempt charges and delivered an apology.
Now, it came after he attempted to attack the former sports doctor accused of sexually abusing 3 of his daughters. Kenneth Craig reports.
I lost control. I apologize 100 times.
A distraught father apologized to a judge after his courtroom outburst during Larry Nassar's sentencing hearing.
Definitely calm down. I'm embarrassed. I'm not here to upstage my daughters. I'm here to help them heal.
Randall Margraves was arraigned in the same courtroom where just hours earlier, for the very first time, he heard 2 of his daughters tell their stories of sexual abuse.
When I was 13, just a kid, laying on a table at MSU.
A third daughter had also accused Nassar of abuse.
Well, I'm going to have to get someone.
Margraves lost control.
I want that son of a...
The judge said his outburst amounted to direct contempt, but she would not punish his behavior.
And I accept your apology on behalf of the court.
The chaos erupted on the second day of victim impact statements during Nassar's final sentencing hearing. This one centers on his assaults on athletes from the elite Twistars Gymnastics Club.
Larry, you've turned my entire universe upside down.
The tensions have been mounting over nearly 2 weeks of court hearings, where hundreds of women have recounted the trauma they suffered under the guise of medical treatments. His sentences guarantee Nassar will spend the rest of his living days behind bars.
Now, the father faced jail time and a fine, but was released after his arraignment.
Now, under Nassar's plea agreement, the final sentencing calls for a minimum of 25 to 40 years.
All right, back outside, Chief Meteorologist Ben Jones.
Yeah, we are back outside. Wilbur's out here. We're hanging out on Groundhog Day with a hog on the ground. He's going to help me do weather, I think, right after the break. All right, we're live in the backyard garden. As I mentioned, it is Groundhog Day, and again, groundhogs are very hard to come by. As you know, General Beauregard Lee, he hangs out now at Dawson Trails. But we did find a hog on the ground in the form of Wilbur. This dude, he loves bananas, and he drinks Moscato. He drinks wine. Come here, man. Here you go. Here you go. Right here. Here you go. Here you go. Get you some of that. All right, he's going to hang out and do the weather. That's First Street right there. Here's a look at the current number. We have 49 degrees, and as we look at the overnight low tonight, we're back to the cold stuff again. We have 20s. Does he do all right in the cold? Does he? He seems all right. I mean, he's got like a thick coat on. Yeah. Here's a look at the current numbers. We have 40s everywhere, and then as we go on through the satellite and radar, nothing doing, and it'll be fine as we go through tonight, through the day tomorrow. But then Sunday is a different deal, and you can see it here on the future view model. Notice as we go through Saturday, just partly cloudy here. Then we start to get on into Sunday. The second Sunday in a row of rain. Did you hear him smacking? Y'all hear that? I love it. Oh, there we go. Sunday, as we get into Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, it finally starts to clear. You might have heard this. So if you have outdoor plans this weekend, tomorrow is going to be your better day. And then we will see another rain chance come in toward the middle of next week, which would be kind of like a Wednesday-ish, and then trying to get out of here as we go later through Wednesday. It may take part of Thursday before a lot of this gets out of here. Let me show you what's going on with the 7-day here. And you can see that we have, again, nice stuff tomorrow, but still going to be cool like it is today. Look at this. He's really into the honey bun. Hey. Let me see. You want that? You got to face the camera. Hold on. Can you jump? Jump. Ah, ah. Wow. Will he eat the wrapper too? Don't give him the wrapper. Oh. Wow, that's amazing. All right, one more banana. One more banana. This is too good. A honey bun, and then another banana. Oh, okay. All right, well, there's a 7-day for you. Wilbur approved. He did not see his shadow, by the way, a minute ago, so that means an early spring. So he's going against Beauregard Lee and Punxsutawney Phil. This hog on the ground is taking out the groundhog. So you've heard it officially right here. This is our prediction for how things are going to go. Thank you, Wilbur. You are to be applauded, my sir. You're very clean. We're back after this.
Houston County students were busy bees this morning, spelling words like vigilante and toboggan for their spelling bee. 28 elementary and middle schoolers lined the stage for their chance to win.
8th grader Tori Teague from Mossy Creek Middle took home the first place trophy. Winning word, barrage. Teague moves on to represent Houston County at the regional spelling bee.
I'm kind of shocked. I didn't really study until 2 weeks ago, so I'm kind of surprised.
That paid off. Teague says she hopes to become an architect or maybe an orthodontist.
After the break on Eyewitness News at 5. The Super Bowl, just about 49 hours away and counting, and we're taking a look at how people are having super fun in Minnesota despite the frigid temperatures. Stay with us.
Tonight, Super Bowl just a couple of days away. The temperature inside U.S. Bank Stadium Sunday will be 70 degrees. Fans outside, much colder. National Weather Service posting a wind chill advisory in the Twin Cities as the outdoor temperatures will go very low.
Get this, expected to be 6 degrees.
Perfect.
Yeah, at kickoff Sunday, but that hasn't stopped fans from enjoying outdoor activities in Minnesota. Some fans have braved the cold to, of course, ride the zip line across the Mississippi River.
Whoa.
What was it like when you took off?
It was just a whole new view of my city. It was incredible.
It must have been amazing.
Yeah.
Cold?
No, it wasn't too bad. The adrenaline's going a bit.
I hate that we didn't send Frank up there to do the zip line. Other attractions include a 40-foot tall, 130-foot long snow slide and a snow globe fans can step inside.
That dude sounded cold. Okay, now, adrenaline and all. Kickoff of the main event, 6:30 Sunday. The game is on NBC.
When we're checking your forecast, stay with us.
The wrapper.
That's a honey bun.
Hey, how are you?
I was hoping I would actually get the honey bun.
You can have it. It's a little
No,
sticky.
that's okay.
Here, hand it to him.
Oh,
Okay, hey, Wilbur, here you go. Thanks for helping us out on the news.
Man.
Woo!
All right. Wilbur, do you want to count us down to This Is Home?
We have 10 seconds.
No.
Wilbur,
well,
it's time for This Is Home.
And as always, it comes straight from the honey bun today.
You're facing the wrong
Have a
way.
great weekend.
Look at all
Have a
that
great
hair.
weekend.
Hey, Wilbur.
Yeah, it's going down. We about to live it up, y'all. Let's go.
It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. We on the big screen, and everybody's here living out our dreams. Dreams, whoa. scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get enough. This right here gonna make you jump, jump, jump. This is hard.